Hi guys, and welcome to June Earth Predictions series. Thanks for watching this through with me. It's uploaded a little bit early, but we'll move into the reading in a minute or two. I think most of us can agree that the last 2 months have been particularly difficult, not just at a personal level, but at a global level. We've seen a lot of stress and trauma, strange events occurring. And part of that, if you follow astrology, you might feel is lined up with what we have had a difficult set of planet alignments that have been following us around. It looks as though June might be set to be a little bit easier for us all as we enter into a slightly more melodious or harmonic planet lineup period. So let's hope that we do see a little bit of lifting of energy in June. A chap I follow on YouTube by the name of Carl, who's a very good astrological forecaster, he mentions that coming into June, July and August, the USA enters a new financial period that's very favourable for them due to a Jupiter lineup that moves into the house of Cancer. And as he mentions, when the US economy takes a bolstering upwards and forward, often that propels the rest of the globe into a happier or more prosperous financial situation. So let's see what the cards for June actually herald for us this time around. If we just go back very briefly to May's cards, they were again really accurate, as they have proven to be every month for the last year or so that I've been doing this, with some extremely strange events occurring in the sky. And I mentioned that there would be things falling from the sky such as asteroids and meteorites, and they discovered a new asteroid that passed by Earth, I think it was last week, and we've had huge numbers of fireballs or meteorites falling out of sky in that month of May. Lots of other activities, planet lineups, lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, planes falling out of the sky, train derailments. I mentioned there would be issues to do with trains, boats and planes. So it was a very interesting month with quite a lot of turbulent activity. So moving into the first card of the reading, we have there in front of us the Beast. Now if you've been following the series with me before, you'll know that I get a feeling of fiery energy with this card. It also relates to animal issues. We can see some perhaps strange mass animal die-offs. It could be marine related or bird related. We see a fair few of those happening lately. Sometimes they tie in with magnetosphere anomalies. We're seeing an increase probably again this month in sun issues, so we may see an increase in mass animal die-offs. We also note caves, fires, the underground, mountains, war type feeling energies. Sometimes I can relate this to communist parts of the globe or communist activity uprising. I definitely get a feeling of tunnels and also perhaps increased volcanic activity for the month coming up ahead. So the next card to arrive for the reading is the Sage card, and again he's been with us for the last couple of readings. He really seems to want to have his presence felt. I often pick up energies that surround him to do with the high-end people on the globe, so the leaders, the government, the people who govern the countries, such as our prime ministers and presidents, celebrities, even someone like the Pope. He has a sort of a look of that monastery type look that the Pope had actually originated from. We also see he's writing there in a book, and in the book there are angles and alignments. So I think again of the planets, of the skies, telling us to look upward, looking at things that might be coming from the skies again for this month. We also see there in the background there's some scales, so we talk about balance, legal activities or legal issues that will be quite prominent perhaps for the month of June, to do with maybe people in places of high public awareness or activities along those lines. And of course the scales can often represent a little bit of out of balance, meaning the opposite. So we could have out of balance situations occurring as well as earthquakes. So maybe June might be a month of quite a few earthquakes. I don't know if there's going to be really big ones. We had that 8.2 in May, which I did predict there would be a really big quake. I thought it might have gone up to a 9. But so far we've hit the 8.2 mark. So that's what the Sage represents with me, those type of messages. The next card that arrived was the Peace card. Now again, we've just had that one in the month of May as well, and it is a beautiful card to look at. I do feel quite strongly now it ties into an increased capacity of solar activity. So I think we can see an uptick in the numbers of CMEs, solar flares, magnetosphere anomalies, and it could even be an indication of continuing heat wave. I believe India has been struck with really high heat in the month of May, so I'm wondering, could we see a little bit more of the heat wave issues around some parts of the globe. I also get a feeling of boats or bridges, and I'm not sure particularly why or what could occur with those thoughts that are going on there. And sometimes I see this card as a dimensional card, so like a spiritual feeling. So I've got that feeling of mass compassion events going on again for June. We've certainly seen plenty of them in the last few months. That very sad incident in London where the young soldier was hacked to death by Muslim terrorists. So we hope that we're not going to see too many more of those mass compassion events, but I think there might be some around. The next card, the Beauty, seems to really want to come out nearly every month, so we still stick along. Women's rights, feminine activities, famous females, celebrities, queens, princesses, leaders of countries, and oftentimes when this card turns up there is a specific issue to do around England, even sometimes around London. So we'll just keep an eye on that card. That's quite often what the energies are there. The next one that came through was the Cave. We've had this one on several occasions when we have noted really big cyclonic storm patterns coming in. Lots of flooding and people hunkering down, so that's the card. So he's arrived again for June, so I'm thinking there will be some cyclonic big weather storms that have people literally hiding out in their houses, locked down type thing. They can't get out for a little while. Power outages, so darkness. I also think we talk again of hidden things, tunnels, underground, mountains, power outages, volcanoes, because that person is actually hiding in a mountain. So the large cyclonic weather, really storm related events and mass compassion events come. So definitely a couple of those type of feelings related in the month, but these seem to be coming a little bit more towards the end of the month as well. And the very final card for you all was the Destruction card. Well, we did have that in May. It has surfaced again in June. It's not right in the middle of the reading, but we know the words for those are generally buildings, which was really accurate in April rather. Towers, fires, fireballs, war, fighting, terror, running, animals, darkness, lightning, and things falling from the sky. So we're pretty much, the energies do seem to be a little bit the same, I have to say, for reading after reading at the moment. The similar cards keep popping out and turning up. So we're going along that type of energy with a similar flow, but I do think there might be a little bit of a lightening up for us all. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all have a really safe, happy and prosperous June. Much aroha to you all. Take care. So that's the final card for the reading, guys. I think the energies for June feel a little bit lighter than they were for April and May. The cards are very similar, but I think we feel a little bit of lightening, maybe a bit of spiritual lightening or interpersonal lifting of energies for us all. So we'll just have to follow that through and see how it goes. Remember, I always put the annotations on for you all to go back and check very soon. So thanks for watching and tuning in. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful June, everybody. Be safe and happy. Much aroha to you all. Eyes open all. Thanks for watching. Kia kaha.